A young teen's powerful message, a final goodbye to a famous shoe store, and a young boy raising money for what he believes in. All that and more on this half hour of RTN News. Welcome back to a brand new episode of RTN News. I'm Victoria Todorova.
And I'm Josh Justino, and here are today's local news.
One Texas teen has a message for teenagers around the world. His message is, no photo is worth it. Tristan Bailey was nearly killed back in November while trying to snap the perfect selfie atop of a bridge after heading home from a Dallas Star game on November 12th. Bailey and a group of friends pulled over along Interstate 30 to capture the perfect skyline behind them. The 18-year-old then fell off the bridge and suffered many injuries. Doctors say it's a miracle that he survived. Bailey is now more cautious with everything and happy to be alive.
Thousands of Denver teachers are on strike and students are joining them. Students and teachers braved the freezing temperatures Monday morning to go on a strike for a better future. The strike focused on teacher salaries, but students joined because they believe their teachers deserve better pay. This strike is the latest in a long line of teacher protests that spread across the country last year.
And we say goodbye to another era. One famous shoe store is filing for bankruptcy. Payless Shoes has filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy and it's closing 2,500 stores in the U.S. and Canada. In addition, the company has already ended online sales. Some stores will close at the end of March and some will remain open until the end of May. Gift cards and store credit will be honored until March 11th. So hurry in and use those gift cards. Coming up, more national news.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans, because love has no labels.
Welcome back to RTN News.
A winter storm hit Hawaii early last Monday morning. The storm that hit the Hawaiian Islands brought rain, gusty winds, high surf, and even snow at a state park. The strong winds knocked down power lines, causing power outages. Some roads and parks were closed as well. It was the first snow recorded in Hawaii State Park history.
A 7-year-old boy is harassed and called Little Hitler in Austin, Texas. Benton Stevens was harassed after setting up a hot chocolate stand to raise money for President Trump's border wall. The 7-year-old was motivated to raise money to help fund the border wall between the United States and Mexico after watching the Trump State of the Union on February 5th. Benton raised $231 within an hour of setting up, and by the end he had close to $5,000 from the hot chocolate stand. He was forced to shut down after complaints, but the young boy came back to his location the following Sunday and took the criticism in person.
A woman was left with a slash on her face after a man told her that she was pretty. After a violent robbery in the Williamsburg section of Brooklyn, New York, a woman was left with huge slashes on her face that required 44 stitches. The incident happened at 7:45 a.m. on Sunday, February 3rd, after a man walked up to a woman, asked her if she was pretty and scared, then pushing the woman down and cutting her face. The incident is still under investigation.
Coming up, your local news.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly, and you can too. Share your heart, share your love. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Welcome back. Here is Dan with your local news.
Thank you, Victoria. A multi-vehicle crash has taken place in the events of Wednesday's winter storm. 2 people were killed in the Burlington County incident. The crash occurred around 12:20 p.m. and more information has yet to be released. As of now, it is known that 1 person was left trapped within the car with no other injuries reported. This may serve as a reminder to exercise extreme caution when navigating through rough weather conditions. A small-scale shooting took place earlier this week, leaving 1 dead and 1 wounded. Shots were fired at a car on Millbrook Drive after this midnight past Monday. Officials say both victims were hospitalized after the occurrence, but the shooter remains unidentified. The motive has yet to be determined and an arrest has yet to be made. But in lighter news, the Monarch Diner has officially opened for business on February 18th. Andy Leonardo's had set the plan for construction in November 2018, and now the project is finished. The diner has taken the place of PB's Diner, featuring complete renovations both inside and out. Customers can find a more traditional style diner aesthetic, replacing a bar with a diner counter. Customers can also find plenty of seats, booths, and larger windows that brighten up the entire restaurant. The Monarch Diner is open for business 7 days a week, 6:30 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. on Delsey Drive. And finally, if you're a Rowan student living on campus, you must have seen flyers posted on nearly every door advertising the latest school-wide bingo event. Prizes will range from $1,000 to $10,000. The goal is to have the highest amount of students attending for the highest amount of rewards. Featured prizes include a 32GB Apple iPad, a 49-inch 4K Ultra HD Smart TV, a free summer class, and much more. Students can attend the event Friday, February 22nd from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. in Flieger Concert Hall. So who's excited for bingo?
I am. I'm going. $1,000, $10,000,
Absolutely.
and free summer class.
A free summer class. I could go for that,
Oh, yeah,
except I'm
definitely.
graduating, so I'll give it to someone else.
You give it to me. I'm taking the summer class. You give it to me.
Yeah?
Still a win.
What would you guys, what kind of summer class would you guys be into taking?
Ooh, well, Gen Ed.
Ooh,
Get it
fun.
out. Get it out of there.
How about the Monarch Diner? You guys excited to try that out?
Oh, yeah. I'm hoping it's pretty similar to PB's and some of their menu choices. The buffalo chicken dip there was phenomenal. I hope they have something very similar to that.
Absolutely. I was hoping to be there for the opening day on Monday, but I totally forgot about it. Should have read the news.
I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even know about it. See, read the news.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Dan. And now here's our own Lenny Schnee at the Student Center.
Chamberlain Student Center played home to the Nazoo African Dance Troupe on Tuesday, February 19th. Their performance was sponsored by the Office of Social Justice, Inclusion, and Conflict Resolution and their Assistant Director, Dr. J.T. Mills. Dr. Mills is the man responsible for discovering Nazoo.
Actually, I've been working with their booking agent, Bob Klages, for a number of years. He represents a myriad of cultural and ethnic-based bands, and so he recommended the group. I went on to their YouTube site and watched them perform, and I thought they'd be a good fit for Rowan.
The group performed a multitude of dances, and their frontman, Olivier Nai, was full of energy the entire evening. He hyped up the crowd and walked around engaging all of the attendees. Nai says the group has a simple mission.
The mission is, and my group is to bring the spirit of dance.
Nazoo certainly brought the spirit of dance to Rowan. They even invited students in attendance to join them on stage. One of those students said this is not something she would normally do.
I'm usually really self-conscious about dancing, but I was like, let me break out of my shell for once in my life.
Dr. Mills was also very happy with how the event turned out.
Overall, I do think it was successful. Students, I believe, had a good time. Some might have even learned a little French, and people were able to get up and dance and interact with the group. And at one time, I guess we had maybe 10 students on stage with them. So overall, I'm pleased.
If you'd like more information on all the Black History Month related events happening at the Student Center, you can go on to the Chamberlain Student Center event calendar. For RTN News, I'm Lenny Schnee.
Thank you, Lenny. And now here's Taylor with World News.
Thank you, Victoria. On Thursday, Taiwan revealed its first draft law on same-sex marriage. This is Asia's first draft law to allow same-sex marriage. The law proposes protections for same-sex couples, however, still does not legally recognize same-sex marriage. Jennifer Liu, coordinator of marriage equality in Taiwan, states, "This might fall short of expectations, but after all, it's a start." In his address on Wednesday, Russian President Vladimir Putin stated in a quote, "Moscow will match any U.S. move to deploy new missiles closer to Russia by stationing its own missiles closer to the United States." Putin states he does not want an arms race with the United States. However, he will retaliate if Russia is threatened. President Donald Trump has yet to respond. Scientists at Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico are reaching out to youth to help with their search for extraterrestrial life. They are asking youth all around the world, from kindergarten to high school, to help create a new message to send into the cosmos. The winner of the contest will have their message sent into outer space in hopes of reaching extraterrestrial life. And the world's largest bee has been rediscovered after its thought disappearance. The giant bee, which is as long as an adult's thumb, was found on a little explored island in Indonesia. Known as Wallace's giant bee, it has not been seen since 1981. Environmental group Global Wildlife Conservation, which has launched a worldwide hunt for lost species, supported the trip. That's some crazy stuff.
Wow,
That's
giant
big,
bee.
big bee. I don't want to be stung by that.
No, I don't want to know what it would do to you.
No, I've never been stung, and by that thing, I plan to never be.
You might not even live to be stung again if you get stung by that bee.
I'm staying in this office.
Never leaving.
Not going outside.
Never leaving.
Not
It's
with those
30-something years
things.
old, and it was rediscovered.
Yeah, it's like it disappeared
I
and
didn't
then
know
it came
about
back.
this.
That's even scarier. They're hiding.
What,
They're
30
getting
years?
smarter.
Maybe there's one in here.
Wow.
I
I
hope
hope not.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Taylor. Coming up, we have Brian with sports, so don't go away.
I see it!
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
And here's Brian with your Rowan Sports Update.
Rowan University men's basketball team defeated Montclair State on Tuesday by a score of 95-86. The Profs, second seed in the NJAC Conference, plan a trip to Jersey City University to compete with the Gothic Knights for the NJAC title this Friday at 7 p.m. The NJAC champion receives an automatic bid to the NCAA Division III Championship Tournament. Defending NJAC champion Rowan University baseball team is unanimous favorite to repeat their conference title based on the coaches' preseason poll. The baseball team will begin their season on the road Sunday, February 24th at Stevens. This weekend, the Rowan University softball team will not compete at the Grand Slam Classic in Cary, North Carolina, because the tournament has been canceled due to inclement weather. The Profs are scheduled to play 6 games from Friday through Sunday, February 22nd through 24th. Rowan now opens the season at home against Haverford College on Tuesday, March 5th at 3 p.m. 2 Rowan women's basketball players were named to the NJAC All-Conference teams on Wednesday. Guard Dominique Peters and guard Alexis Criley. Peters leads the team in scoring with 14 points a game, while Criley is second with 10 points a game. The Profs are second seed in the NJAC as they continue their push through the playoffs. Well, some big basketball games coming up, that's for sure. We're talking about, spring sports now, but it doesn't seem that way with the snow on the ground out there.
Yeah, really. But congratulations to Dominique and Alexis. That's a huge accomplishment. They should be super proud of that.
Pushing through the playoffs, they are, and some big games coming up. So we'll see what happens, man.
Can't wait for that softball season to start, too. It'll be a great one. We're open right here at home.
That's right.
Thanks, Brian. And that's all for this episode of RTN News. I'm Victoria Todorova.
And I'm Josh Tessino. Thank you for joining us, and be sure to tune in again next week for some more RTN News.